Hey there! How the heck are you? This is Tom the Beer Whisperer, and I'm finishing up my last of this Kona coffee porter, Kona pipeline porter, call it coffee infused brew. Oh man, it is smaller than most, but the flavors are just whew, 5.325. And as some of you already know how the Beer Whisperer likes to drink, I've also got a little bit. Uh, I just poured a shot even. I do have a little ice in there today. Some Clontarf Irish whiskey. Um, Ice, there are some pros and cons about adding ice. Every once in a while, I do like it, my whiskey cold. Sometimes I drink it neat. Actually, probably 80% of the time I drink it neat, but sometimes I like a little ice in there. I do have this phobia, though. Sometimes, for some reason, when I eat, like if I have a fountain drink, in fact, I never do anymore, but if I have a fountain drink somewhere, somehow there's something there that will just gather in the back of my throat and cause a gag reflex. So I can't have fountain sodas. So when I want ice, what I usually do is I take some bottled water and I freeze about a shot of it, or slightly less, at the bottom of my glass, and I pour my whiskey on top and let it get cold together. That's my little phobia. Is that a window into the Beer Whisperer psyche? You know what? I just did a video on the Pipeline Porter, and it's an excellent beer. But I don't always talk about the beers when I do these little segments because I don't really call myself a beer reviewer. I'm just a guy who's passionate about beer and alcohol in general. So I mostly talk about it. So sometimes I just have a topic. Oh, wowzer. Hey, a friend just posted a picture of some beer mirrors he has. My dad used to have a great collection too. Unfortunately, about all of them have got broke over the years. But my friend uh, Dave Coulter, he posted a picture of some of these he's got that were just amazing, and a lot of them were just of breweries that you don't see anymore, like Ole, Schaefer, Old Style. It was really nice. But he also had a flag there, and it reminded me, and it was in a little triangle box, reminded me of my dad's flag that he had there. Which he passed away back in '98, just before my son was born. But anyway, I'm not going to go melancholy on you, because so it was positive. No, I just love that sort of thing. I mean, I love that he's got all these mirrors. My goal at the beginning of this year was was to get my garage fixed up so for my son and I to be kind of like our man cave where I have a little bar area set up, but then we'd have maybe get a foosball table or little you get those basketball things, something like that, to have a little man area for us. But obviously things happened. Most of Seamus was diagnosed with ALL leukemia, so kind of changed her plans. So I'm still working on it. So next year, right? Next year I'll be the man cave. But looking at those mirrors got me thinking about that kind of thing. Uh, oh, that's nice. Clontarf is a very nice Irish whiskey. Yeah, it's trendy to drink. Scotch has always been kind of the mainstream, upper middle class or rich folk drink. I've always preferred Irish because I find it smoother. There's a couple subtle differences. Not all, but most Irish whiskies are distilled 3 times, where most Scotches, not all, are only distilled twice. Also, Scotch is peated, where Irish whiskey is not, and that's the difference. So it kind of depends on what flavor you're looking for. For the most part, Irish whiskey is going to be smoother because the malts are not peated. And there you go. Your big differences right there. Of course, the everything's a paradox, right? For me, it's that I also love good good bourbon, which is big and bad and bold. It's smokier, it's sweeter. There's just a lot going on, especially in the very good small batch bourbon. So, if I have a choice, not that I'm turning down a good bottle of Scotch, because there are some I really like. I mean, Mac 12 is just brutal good. I'm not a fan of the blends, though. To be honest with you, I even had tried Johnny Blue a couple times. I never bought a bottle, to be honest with you, because it's way out of my price range. But I've had the opportunity to taste it at a couple tastings, and I'm just not crazy about even Blue, even though I understand it's a great quality whiskey. Just something about blends I don't like. They just the mouthfeel just doesn't work for me with the blends, even the best of them. I've never been crazy about red or black, but blue. I mean, it wasn't. I'm not saying it's a bad whiskey, but it's certainly not in my wheelhouse. It's not something I preference, but I love them. The Mac 12 is full. Anyway. But even saying that, I'd take a much less expensive, a single malt Irish over it because I just love the flavors better. And there you go. Uh, a whiskey like this, some people don't like to drink this way. Some do. It's kind of my thing. But a whiskey like that goes good with a beer like this because I've got the smoothness of the malts. Then I've got this. It's not an overpowering beer, but I've got these nice big coffee flavors that just combine very nice with it. So anyway, we just finished the last swallow again, and thanks for rambling on with me. I tend to do that. Hey, I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer. You all have a great evening.